Prince Fazza's wife. In the quiet breath of Dubai, night a story rises in soft golden waves, a tale, woven in silk hidden in the hush. Between palace doors the world whispers her name, yet none have seen her face. She walks like a dream beside the desert moon, her presence, a secret guarded by royal hearts, her shadow drifting like a tender veil across the sand. She is the woman the stars lean toward when the sky grows still, the one whose steps carry the gentleness of morning and the calm of oceans long asleep. She moves with a grace carved by fate, shaped by silence, resting within the chambers of a prince's destiny, her life, a tapestry stitched with loyalty and the warmth of unseen devotion. She is the echo of softness in his stride, the breath of calm. Beneath his crown she lives between the beats of his heart, the hidden pulse that guides him through storm and solitude. She stands where the world cannot reach, holding the quiet truths that bind two souls from worlds apart. She rises like dawn behind the palace walls, a soft light no eye has fully known. The desert wind carries the outline of her story across dunes and memories, her soul shimmering like heat on the horizon. She is the keeper of his unspoken chapters, the guardian of moments too fragile for the world to witness. She knows the rhythm of his silence, the language of his tired breath, the weight of his royal journey, and the gentleness of the man behind the name Fazza. She gives him strength without speaking, comfort without reaching, her love a river that flows beneath the surface, unseen yet deep. She lifts him when the world becomes heavy and stands beside him when shadows lengthen around his throne. She is the secret that breathes life into his poetry, the muse hidden beyond the gaze of crowds. In her presence he finds a world untouched by noise, a sanctuary carved from connection and quiet trust. She becomes the horizon he returns to after each storm, the harbor where his wandering thoughts find rest, her spirit woven with his like threads in an endless desert cloth, soft, resilient, and filled with meaning. The world sees a prince, the desert sees a rider, the family sees a son and brother, but she sees the man whose heart beats with stories unshared. She walks beside his soul, not his crown. She loves the pulse behind his duties, the human beneath the shine, her devotion, the gentle bond shaping the unseen arc of his destiny. Her laughter is a rare bloom in the desert, blooming only for him. Her silence a shelter, her understanding a gift, her presence a whispered promise carved softly into time. She is the unseen queen of his heart, standing just beyond the spotlight, where real love grows steady and true. She lives in the kingdom of his dreams, holding his hopes as if they were petals, fragile yet precious, her loyalty a steady flame glowing against the vast horizon. She becomes his compass, his calm, his quiet victory. She is not known by the world, yet she is everything within his world. This is the beginning of their story, a tale of two. The night deepens across Dubai, and her presence settles like a quiet blessing over the palace. Halls her steps barely felt yet, every corner knows her warmth. She moves like a soft tide, carrying the peace of distant dawns. She is the calm within the princess storm, the gentle horizon he turns to when the world grows heavy on his shoulders, her breath a silent reminder that even royalty needs a sanctuary, woven from trust and tenderness. Her story continues beyond the gaze of crowds. Hidden in the spaces where true love grows, she is the soft murmur between his thoughts, the silent answer to the questions he never speaks, her heart. A steady lantern glowing against the long corridors of royal life, guiding him through shadows that titles and crowns cannot chase away. She stands by him not for the shimmer of status, but for the quiet truth of the soul she has seen within him. In the long evenings when the desert breeze hums against the palace windows, he finds her sitting by the golden lamps, her eyes reflecting the rhythm of old poems, the kind Fazza once wrote under the open sky. She listens to him without judgment, her silence carrying more meaning than 1,000 promises, her presence forming a shelter where he lays down his worries. Like soft grains of sand no longer carried by the wind, she holds his stories gently, as if they were fragile treasures, each one a note in the symphony of his life. The world sees him as a prince, but she sees the poet, the dreamer, the wanderer who rides through dunes seeking peace in horizons that never end. She knows the weight behind his smile and the depth within his quiet. She understands the ache of a man who belongs to a nation yet longs sometimes for simplicity and stillness. In her eyes he finds the truth he never speaks, that love is not found in grand gestures but in moments where two souls recognize each other without words. She becomes the keeper of his unguarded heart, the soft pulse beneath the layers of duty and expectation, her devotion a constant echo shaping the space where his spirit rests. She is the gentle touch of destiny written in golden sand. Together they walk through gardens lit by moonlight, their shadows weaving like threads of a single tapestry. Their steps matched, their breaths aligned too, stories merging into one path. She hears the whispers the world makes about her, yet remains unshaken, for she knows that love lives not in voices outside, but in the quiet certainty between hearts. Courage becomes her crown, loyalty her jewel, and kindness her throne. He watches her sometimes in the early morning when the palace still sleeps. Her hair brushed by the soft glow of sunrise, she seems carved from the peace. He craves a calm born from grace and strength. She smiles with a softness that brings warmth even to the coldest dawn, and in that fragile moment he sees the future he longs for, a life woven with gentle threads shaped by understanding, not grandeur. She becomes the melody of his days, the silence of his nights, the compass guiding him. Their story moves deeper into the heart of the desert, where time slows and silence speaks truths no voice can carry. The prince walks beside her through the early morning light, their shadows stretched long across the dunes, his steps softened by her presence, her gentle strength forming the quiet rhythm of his journey. She is the calm beneath the rising sun, the soft echo guiding his spirit toward peace. She lives not in the shimmer of attention, but in the soft certainty of love unspoken, her devotion carried like a warm breeze across the vast horizon. The world has spun countless tales around them, yet none carry the truth of their bond, for truth lives in moments unseen, in glances exchanged beneath moonlit arches, in the way her hand rests near his, not touching yet close enough to steady his heart. He finds in her a home built not of walls, but of a soul aligned with his. Her days unfold in grace. She walks through the palace gardens, nurturing life with her presence. Flowers turn gently as if they recognize her footsteps, and the fountains seem to fall in softer rhythms when she approaches. Everything she touches becomes more tender, more alive, as though her spirit carries the essence of dawn itself. She exists as a quiet blessing woven into the golden fabric of royal life. He watches her with silent admiration, knowing that her strength is not loud but enduring. She holds the weight of love with a delicate steadiness, giving without losing herself. Standing firm while remaining soft, he sees the beauty of a woman who carries her heart like a lantern, offering light without asking for anything in return. She gives warmth simply because it is in her nature, and that is what pulls him closer with each breath. In the evenings, they meet where the world cannot see. On the terrace overlooking the endless city lights, she sits with her thoughts, her gaze lingering on the horizon, where desert meets sky. He joins her in the hush between the breeze and the stars, and together they share a silence more intimate than any confession. She understands the language of his quiet, and he finds comfort in the gentle truth of her presence. He tells her stories without speaking, through the way he leans into her calm, through the depth in his eyes. Subdued yet full, she reads them like ancient verses etched in sand, tales of duty, of loyalty, of a heart shaped by the hopes of a nation. She listens not with ears but with soul, and he feels the weight lift each time she is near, for her nearness turns burdens into feathers and storms into soft winds. She dreams not of crowns nor of glory. Her dreams rest within the small moments that shape a lifetime, a shared glance, a gentle breath, a step taken together beneath the desert sky. Her heart holds an unending patience, like the dunes that shift without ever losing themselves. She waits for him in all the ways that matter, offering him a sanctuary beyond titles, a softness the world cannot take from him. Sometimes he wonders how she came into his fate, like a quiet miracle.